Hello everybody. This video is about how to choose the right running shoes for yourself. So I just started this YouTube channel, and part of my objective was to make it unique, interesting, and most of all helpful for middle-aged adventurers to carry on their endeavors far into the last half of their life. So I had a friend reach out to me on one of the previous videos, and she asked if I would do a video on this, how to choose the right running shoes. So I was like, my first customer, yeah, I'll do it. Awesome. But then I kind of reached a dilemma. It's like, how do I make this subject interesting? There is so much information on running shoes on the internet, and I've sifted through a lot of it myself, but not nearing what's out there. I did a little bit of research for this video. I listened to a podcast yesterday that was about over an hour long, and they droned on about different types of foam and synthetic versus natural versus recycled fabrics and so forth. So my dilemma in this is, how do I make this interesting and be respectful and cognizant of people's time, and relay the important aspects of what I've found in my running career. So to do that, it kind of struck me just to make it personal. You know, how did you start running, what it means to you, and where you're at now with it. So that's it, and I'm gonna try my best. I've created this script. I've got, I'm just gonna let it run, you know. I'm gonna use this as my notes to relay the important information, and hopefully you can glean something important out of it. So I'm going to start with something really personal, which is this. See that? That's my dog Nero. We got him when I was about 4 years old, and he was my faithful companion until 1978. He passed away in the blizzard of 1978 in Indiana. So after that came Sable, and she was an awesome dog, except for she liked to bite people. So after that came Cinder, and we got him to kind of chill her out, which didn't work at all. But why I'm bringing this up is these dogs were my companions through my younger years. I used to run with them nearly every day through the woods in each of the 4 seasons. I remember running in the fall in Indiana, and how the trails would get a skift of ice, and you'd crunch through the ice, and there would be a little thin layer of mud below the ice. And also what was personal to me and what I remember from those times and what started me running is how the cold air would hit your lungs. And I just loved that. It was like I wasn't even running. It was like something I did. I didn't really consider myself a runner for a long time. So anyhow, those are some personal aspects of running for me. And then also, I remember my first pair of running shoes that really gelled with me. They were Nike waffle trainers, and those shoes fit like they were an extension of my body. And that was the first time I really ran and said, okay, now this is it. Choosing the right running shoes is extremely important for runners. For one, probably the main reason, is if you don't have the right fit for your foot, you could cause some serious damage. It could side on you for a very long time or even indefinitely. Another important reason for choosing the right running shoes is, I'm going to use the analogy of, say you're a race car driver and you put racing slicks on your dune buggy and you're going to take it to the Baja 1000. You can do it, but it's not really the right tool for the job. You'd be more apt for success if you put some gnarly, aggressive, knobby tires on the dune buggy. The same thing goes for running. I'll use these two shoes as an example. This is my favorite pair. These are Salomon. Salomon Speedcross 5s. They're awesome. They're my favorite shoes. My second pair. They have a super aggressive tread on them. We'll get into why they're important in a minute. As opposed to these. These are another great shoes. These are Altras. Torin 7s. I just got these at Just Running, and they have more of a road-based sole to them. So those are very important things. Another aspect is if you have the right shoes, you will be more likely to follow through your training. You can do longer runs in more comfort or in less pain, however you want to look at it. And that's more important to achieve your running goals. So, like I said, making this video is very challenging for me. I wanted to relay the important aspects of this without getting too much in the weeds. I actually did a Google search on this, and I stumped AI. It said, it came back, I searched how many YouTube videos are there on running shoes, and it came back right off the bat, cannot quantify data. So anyhow, I'm gonna hit the high points and what I think is important, and we're gonna get into some of the technical aspects of each one of these shoes. And if you would, put in the comments below what is personal to you about running. Either when you started, why you love running, what are your goals, or even what running shoe throughout your career was your favorite, your all-time favorite. For me, it was the Nike Waffle Trainer. So remember, you want this to be personal. You want these shoes to fit perfectly. So go to the store and try some different shoes on and choose the one that fits the best for you, fits the best on your foot. If you don't want to watch any more of this video, you can stop right here, and that would be the most important thing I have to say. And choose one that is most comfortable for your foot. Consider the profile of your foot. For instance, I have a narrow foot with a high arch. Some people have wider feet with low arches, and all kinds of combinations therein. And each one of these shoes, I mean, most of the running shoes, in my opinion, on the market today, the quality of them are great. You can't choose a bad quality running shoes, I don't think, but they all have different variances as to how they fit your feet. And another thing, choose based on how that is. They all look like European sports cars. They're all super cool looking and look like you could go 100 miles an hour in them. But remember the famous words of Frank Lloyd Wright: form follows function. So follow that. Choose what fits your foot first, and then move from there. So looking at the aspect of that, this part will fit narrow, and you also want your heel to lock in. Also pay attention to how you lace them up. You want to lace them up to where the center of your foot is rather tight here. You want to have some flexibility in your toes, and you want your heel to more or less always be locked in. You want that stability, especially on trail running. So my road running shoes, I have fallen in love with these Altra Torin 7s. This, for instance, is my third pair of Torin 7s. They just fit my foot great. I guess the previous model, these are the Torin 6s. So these are Topo 7s. I tried these to switch them up. Switch up what I, try something different. Because they're always evolving. They're always coming up with a new design. These are great shoes. They're super light. They're better suited for racing, in my opinion. They don't have as much cushion. And that leads you to the subject of cushion. So these have the least amount of cushion, which is good for racing. This has a medium amount of cushion, and these have more or less a heavy cushion. You can compare the thickness of the rubber there. These are way more spongy. So I tried these just for to try something different again, and I think that shoe cushioning, like for instance, a heavier cushioned shoe would be better suited for a heavier person. If you're kind of a lighter person or in the middle like me, try the medium cushioning. It's better for your knees. I mean, it's important because if you're a light person trying to run in a heavily cushioned shoe, that stability will not transfer to your knees, which is where you need it the most. That could cause some side-to-side disalignment in your knees, which might cause injury. So that's what we want to avoid. Okay, so you may have heard the term drop or heel-to-toe drop. Okay, to explain drop, I've created a diagram here. This is the profile of the Salomon, and this is the profile of the Altra right here. So the Salomon has a 10 millimeter heel-to-toe drop. And all that means is it's 10 millimeters of drop from your heel to your toe. And so your foot will be naturally angled forward when it's seated in the shoe. The Altras have a 0 heel-to-toe drop. I think something to consider is what type of terrain you're going to be running on. If it's a more technical terrain, I would definitely go with the Salomons. The 10 millimeter drop helps with the technical loose downhills. You get a lot of loose gravel and a lot of stuff you need a lot of grip on. If it's more of a neutral trail and gravelly or so forth, more like a hike type trail, I would go with these. The benefits of the 0 drop, you have more of a connection from your foot to the trail. And the benefits of the Salomon, you have more, it's a better suited shoe for technical stuff. So that's basically it. And then also, if you're looking at, if you're running downhill, your body will move forward, and so you want the part of your toe to grip. You want your traction to be right here, and so this will help with the downhill sections, a 10 millimeter drop. The drawback is, you're putting extra stress on your knees, so you got to look at that too. You might want to choose the Altras over that. So that's downhill. So yeah. Going uphill is the same things to consider, This angle right here will force your leg forward. I mean, here is the profile of my hairy running leg. It would fit right in there. So more or less, you're going to be straight up and down as you're running. So if you're canted forward a bit in your shoe, that would put less strain on these muscles, and therefore less strain on your knee, less strain throughout your whole body. So on the other side of that, you have the 0 drop shoes, and your heel in your shoe is going to be at more of an angle, putting more strain on these muscles. So those are things to experiment with and try out, and you'll find the find what's right for you. So that's it. So again, make it personal. These guys back up here. So one reason why it is personal is because I can't say how much to me, how important it is to me that these shoes have to be as an extension of yourself for a long, happy running career. So yeah, make it personal. And if you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. I love doing these things. If you have something specific that I may be able to impart some of my experience, I would love to do that. So like and subscribe, and remember to give some extra love to your dogs. Thank you.